Serial killers are often portrayed as lone predators, each with their own unique brand of terror. But in Dexter, they serve a much more nuanced purpose. Each of the killers that Dexter Morgan encounters, whether they be rivals, mentors, or victims, a different facet of Dexter's own dark nature. Through these encounters, we get a deeper understanding of who Dexter is, not just as a vigilante killer, but as a deeply conflicted human being. Welcome to the world of Dexter, where serial killers aren't just threats, they're mirrors that force our anti-hero to confront his own inner darkness. Let's start at the beginning. The Ice Truck Killer, Dexter's first true nemesis. This killer is not only a puzzle to solve, but also a personal mystery to uncover. As Dexter unravels the Ice Truck Killer's identity, he discovers a chilling connection. This villain is his biological brother, Brian Moser. The Ice Truck Killer doesn't just challenge Dexter, he understands him on a level no one else can. Brian represents the path that Dexter might have taken if he had never been taught the code by Harry. Unlike Dexter, who channels his need to kill into a controlled pattern, Brian embraces his darkness fully.
You're free. You could be that way too. You can't be a killer and a hero. It doesn't work that way!
When Brian reveals his true identity, he offers Dexter a chance to reject the constraints of Harry's teaching and embrace his primal nature. It's a temptation that nearly pulls Dexter in, highlighting the conflict between who Dexter is and who he could become. In the end, when Dexter chooses to kill Brian to protect his life with Deborah, it's not just a victory over a rival, it's a rejection of the darker, untamed side of himself. But that rejection comes at a cost. Brian's death leaves Dexter questioning whether he truly belongs in the life he's built, planting the seeds of self-doubt that will haunt him for seasons to come. Next, Season 3 introduces us to Miguel Prado, a district attorney who initially seems like an ally. Unlike other killers in Dexter's life, Miguel starts as a friend, someone who understands the appeal of taking justice into his own hands. For a while, it seems like Dexter has found a kindred spirit, someone he can trust with his secret, but Miguel is not content to follow the code. He sees no reason to limit his killings to those who deserve it. Through Miguel, Dexter sees the consequences of a lack of control. Miguel becomes a reflection of what happens when the darkness isn't tempered by a guiding principle. This forces Dexter to reconsider the importance of his code, rules that he once saw as restrictions, but now realizes are the very thing keeping him from becoming like Miguel, impulsive and indiscriminate. The eventual downfall of their friendship is just as much as a moral struggle as it is a physical one.
Not at all. They said that stain would come out. Fuck you.
What you do, who you really
I am the
are.
last person you want to fuck with, because I will fuck you back!
When Dexter kills Miguel, it's not just to stop him, it's an acknowledgement that his own darkness needs boundaries. It's a reminder that without discipline, a code-driven killer like Dexter can become a monster. Perhaps the most iconic of Dexter's adversaries is Arrthur Mitchell, better known as the Trinity Killer. Trinity is a complex reflection of Dexter's own attempt to balance a normal life with his hidden darkness. To the outside world, Arrthur is a loving father, a community leader, and a seemingly stable family man. But beneath that facade, he is a ruthless serial killer with a ritualistic pattern. Trinity forces Dexter to confront the hypocrisy of his own double life.
Hello, Dexter Morgan. Goodbye, Dexter.
Watching Arrthur manage his normal family life while secretly killing, Dexter sees a distorted version of his own struggle to be a father to Harrison and a brother to Deborah. But Trinity's downfall reveals the impossibility of maintaining such a dual existence. His family is ultimately shattered by the truth of his actions. For Dexter, this serves as a haunting foreshadowing of what could happen if his own mask slips. The final tragedy of Trinity, killing Rita in a moment that changes Dexter's life forever, drives home the lesson that a life built on lies can't last. Trinity's actions forces Dexter to realize that no matter how much he tries to keep his two worlds separate, the darkness will inevitably bleed into the light. In Season 7, Dexter encounters Issak Sirko, a ruthless enforcer for the Koshka Brotherhood. At first glance, Issak appears to be another cold-blooded killer, driven by a desire for revenge after Dexter kills his lover Victor. But as their story unfolds, it becomes clear that Issak is far more complex than Dexter initially assumes. Isaac's motivations aren't rooted in a thirst for power or a love for killing. They're driven by love and a deep sense of loyalty. Issak is willing to go to any lengths to avenge Victor, even if it means facing down a dangerous adversary like Dexter.
I can see that Victor meant a great deal to you, but he was a killer and he got what he deserved. My wife was innocent. And if she weren't, you'd feel the same.
This makes Issak a unique mirror for Dexter. especially as Dexter begins to navigate his own feelings for Hannah McKay. Isaac's unyielding loyalty and love for Victor push Dexter to question whether he is capable of the same kind of emotional commitment. Can he truly love someone, or is he too defined by his darkness? In a memorable conversation between the two, Isaac calls out Dexter's fear of vulnerability, highlighting the emotional walls that Dexter has built around himself. Isaac's willingness to accept his fate with dignity, even in the face of death, forces Dexter to confront his own isolation and the possibility that love could be a source of strength rather than a weakness. Their final confrontation isn't just about survival, it's about understanding the motivations that drive them. Isaac's death might become a moment of introspection for Dexter, leaving him to wonder if he might one day be capable of the same kind of selfless love, or if his nature will forever keep him in the shadows. Each of these killers, Brian, Miguel, Arrthur, and Isaac, hold up a mirror to Dexter, revealing different facets of his identity. Thank you for joining us on the journey through the twisted mirrors of Dexter. If you enjoyed this analysis, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment about which of Dexter's foes left the biggest impression on you. After all, in a world where monsters walk among us, sometimes the scariest thing is what we see in our own reflection.